Ciao, sono Stefano. Iniziamo tra 2 minuti. Hi, Stefano here. We are starting in 2 minutes. If you have any questions, type them in. Don't wait until the end. Today's topic, as usual, is how to learn languages and how to learn Italian fast. I'll share my best tips with you. If you have questions, to keep it relevant to you, and ask them in the comments at any time. Here with my assistant. Start in 1 minute. Good. It's 9 a.m. here in a secret location. My name is Stefano. I'm your Italian language coach. Today, we'll talk about how to learn languages fast, in particular, how to learn Italian fast. If you have any questions, type them in at any time. This is done in English, so it's accessible to everyone, including beginners. But if you already know some Italian, feel free to ask questions in Italian. Could be about learning languages in general, study methods, learning resources, about learning Italian in particular, about grammar, vocabulary. Also questions related to my courses, my website. If there's anything I can answer, just tell me. Also, take a moment to say hello in the comments. I want to know about you. Tell me who you are, why you study Italian, how long you've been studying, if you're using my courses. Say hello in the comments. For now, well, there is one thing for sure that I want to share with you. I'll wait a couple of minutes so that other people join, but I have a few announcements to do. Well, one is about the mobile app. It's been a struggle to to develop it, but the courses are working, and you can take my courses on the go, even offline. You may download the lessons, the audio lessons, if you are if you have an active plan on my website. There are some features that are missing. I've heard reports of um, weird behavior. Uh, if you find anything not working or missing, just tell me and I'll forward it and I'll tell my developers. But now finally, you're able to take the courses offline with your mobile device, both on Android and iOS. Good. The other thing, um, I'm also working on the web app that is linked to the mobile app, but that will take time still. always takes longer than you think. Because I'm not doing it. I build the website by myself, but not the app. I don't know how to build apps. Good. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments about learning languages, learning Italian, general questions about study methods, or Italian grammar, vocabulary, my services, anything. Let's look into, well, that's the topic, how to learn languages fast, in particular, how to learn Italian fast. As a language learner myself, there is one thing that I strive to do, that I always try to do, that is speaking, even when I'm alone. That means that if you're doing things like reading or listening or writing that are easily done by yourself, but don't naturally require speaking, you should still be speaking. If you're listening, you should repeat what you hear. If you're watching a video, stop it regularly, go back and try to repeat at least the most important parts, what you want, what you're trying to learn. If you are reading, read aloud. Reading aloud is an ancient practice that was common before, at least before the invention of print, because people had limited access to books. It was a precious moment when you had a book in your hands and you wanted to retain as much as possible. And people used to read aloud because you remember better, you retain more. If you're writing, read aloud what you're writing. And ideally, still, if you are alone, you should be using material that prompts you, cues you to speak. That's what my courses do. Everything you hear in Italian, you're supposed to repeat. The principle is simple, but it works. And there's no secret in, well, unlike what you might think from famous polyglot videos in language learning. It's all about input and speaking. The input, you get it from the materials you use. For example, my audio course, Ripeti con me. And then you get to speak all the time because you're supposed to repeat everything that you hear. Other methods could be complementary. You can do them together. But things like studying grammar or doing translation or quizzes, listening to music, they're not going to make you fluent because fluency means that you're able to speak, to engage engage with native speakers in a conversation. And that becomes easy only if you're trained to listen and speak. Ideally, you should be speaking with someone in a real world conversation. However, many find it awkward, especially at the beginning, to talk with someone. They fear they're not good enough. Uh, One something about this: it's never too early to go and speak with someone. Me personally, when I start a new language on day 1 or 2, I take my first one-to-one live tutoring session and keep doing it regularly 2-3 times a week at least. If you have the money for it, do it every day. The more often, the better. Ideally, you should be speaking with someone. It takes money. The main hurdle is, for me, uh, could be money, because, well, depending also on the countries where your native speakers live in, they they can be expensive. Or you could do language exchange, you're trading time for time, or you could move or visit the country where they speak that language, but that's not feasible for most of us. So the second best, a good alternative, is to use materials for self-study that are made with a focus on speaking. Yes, talking to yourself works. Even mumbling in the subway or while commuting, that works. And that's what I do myself. That's why I made an audio course and not just another fancy, playful language app. There are already many around. In conclusion, today's tip is to speak all the time with the right materials or with the right people. I cannot help you personally. I don't teach anymore. I used to teach for a few years. I've done about 2,000 one-to-one classes. And based on my experience, I created my online courses, and now I teach you indirectly through that. If you haven't done so yet, start a free trial and see for yourself how it works. Just allow for a few days, take a lesson every day, and take enough sleep between lessons. And before the free trial, that is 7 days, before the free trial ends, you realize that you're already thinking directly in Italian without the need for translation in your head. That's all for my tip. I could go on like forever, but I don't want to sound like those, or at least the live version of those books by famous polyglots. Then they they write a 200-page book, but eventually it's it's all the same. It's virtually all the same, about the same tip, and then padded with stories or things like that. Um, it's my character. I get to the point, and the point is that you should be speaking with someone or speaking with the right material. Now, if you have any questions, I'm here for you. Or else we'll call it a day because I'm hungry and I haven't had breakfast yet. Good. Then see you on thinkingitalian.com, and don't forget to download the app. Tell me how you like it, if there are any features that you like me to add or anything not working, and I'll fix it right away. Thank you for being there. Bye bye. Ciao.